The following review is going to be the Transformers Jurassic Park crossover, the 30th anniversary, Dilophocon and Autobot JP12. Stay tuned. Rodimusbill here, and today we're going to do a review on the Transformers Jurassic Park 30th anniversary collaborative. Now this is Dilophocon and Autobot JP12. Now first take a look at the box. There is Dilophocon, or I don't know how to say this, so I'm probably say it different ways throughout the video. The Jurassic Park 30th anniversary logo. And then you got Autobot JP12, which is a Jeep featured in the original movie. There is the Transformers logo, the Jurassic Park logo. There is your collaborative logo, 2023. That's nothing a tail. That's the Dilophocon. Here's the UPC. And the back. So, Autobot JP12 comes with a shave cream and some DNA. It comes with a hat. And the Dilophocon comes with these two things on each side of his head. And he comes with a blast effect. The Dilophocon is 20 steps, and JP12 is 23. Alright, now I'm taking these out of the package, and we'll see what they look like. I did a separate unboxing, where I took all this out of the package and showed you how it was packaged, and took them all out and showed you. But if you want to see that, I'll have a link in the description below. Right now, we're going to go through the basics. Alright, so we've got our Dilophocon, and these things, he was this was wrapped around his head. And so what you do is you got these two things. They've got a it looks like a 5mm port, maybe a 3mm port right there on each side of his head. So all you do is you just put these in here like that, and they just snap in there. So now you got those two, and I forget, and the tail, what you do is you just slide the tail on, and there you got the Dilophocon all set. And here's JP12. So, now, they came with a little crate of loot, and everything was packed in this nice little Autobot paperwork, or Autobot wrapping paper, and we're going to show you what it came with. So I didn't show this, was not shown in the unboxing. So this is all new from here point on. So you have the Jurassic Park helmet right there with the logo on it. And you see how it attaches to, there's 3 tabs. You'll see how it attaches to JP12's head. There's his gun, which forms the winch of the Jeep, which was pretty cool. And no, it's not blast effect compatible. Here is the blast effect for the Dilophocon, and it also attaches to the tail. And then you have, if you remember way back in the original Jurassic Park, they had a can of shaving cream which kept the DNA embryos. So this pulls out, and that has all the DNA embryos that I think Dennis was his name, tries to steal. And here is the can of Barbasol with the Autobot logo. And you put these on, and that is that. So, comes with plenty of accessories. Comes with a neat little, like display stand, like the Studio Series does. Or was it the other way around? Yeah, that's right. And the Jeep's up top, and then the Dilophocon is on the bottom. Now we're going to look at the instruction booklet. Alright, so. Now, first for the Dilophocon, it tells you how you can put the blast effect in the mouth, like that. And then it has the 1 through 20 instructions. And then you can also put the blast effect on the tail. And I'm surprised it doesn't tell you that you need to pop these in, but you do. Now, JP12. You can store the shaving cream can on the bottom of the, with the DNA on the bottom of the Jeep. And like I said, the gun becomes the winch, and that's pretty cool. And then you transform him into the robot. And then you get down here, where in robot mode, you can put the shaving cream on the back of the door for storage. And then you can put the gun in the Jeep mode, and that is storage too. Next, you put the gun in the hand, and you can put the can of Barbasol in the hand too, like he's holding the, you take it out and you can hold the DNA thing. And then last but not least, you put the hat on him. Now supposedly you can transform him with the hat. So he's got the hat on already when you transform him. But that is going to be as we go along. Okay. Now, which shall we do first? Let's do the Dilophocon first. All right. We'll take a look at him, and then we'll look at him. We'll do a couple comparisons with him in this mode, and then we'll do JP12 like that. Now, I always start my reviews as they are packaged. These guys are all packaged in this mode, so we're going to start this mode first. Alright, so as I said before, these just pop off and you pop them on. Now, the blast effect is a little different. Instead of a peg being in the mouth, you have a hole in the mouth, and you have a little peg there. So you want to put this in here. It's kind of tight. And there he is spraying his venom. So that's pretty cool. Now to go over him. You got green, 2 different shades of green. You got red. Excuse me, I haven't been fighting a cold. You got the 2 different shades of green. You got the yellow eyes. The teeth are not painted though. You've got a little brown here. You got brown here. You got that cool texture on the back. You got more green patterns and brown. They're all mixed in. You got the tail, which is pretty cool. And the tail moves up and down. And you got these cute little arms. Now the head, we'll do articulation. The head, take the head, and it does move up and down like that. And you can't move it side to side. Now these little arms are on ball joints, so they move 360 degrees. Little tiny little alligator arm, like a T-Rex arms. The legs. Now the legs are kind of weird though, because what you do is you peg them in. They're pegged in right there. So you really can't move the knee, but you can move the feet. And the feet's on a ball joint. You can go up, down, and you can rotate them. So, and the legs, if you unpeg them, the legs peg in, but you can't move the legs, I guess, to unpeg them. Then you can do different, you can do different poses with the legs. But supposedly, they peg in, like right there and right there. So that's how he is supposedly supposed to be. But, like I said, unpeg the legs, and then you got the movement in the hips right here. You got movement in the hips right here. You can do that pose. With the feet, you can do it like that. So he's got a lower stance. You can do, I'm moving this out of the way. I think it's affecting the focusing. So, and these, you can move these. Whoops. Yeah, they are going to pop out. You can move these back and forth. So that is basically Dilophocon. And he's pretty cool. And the tail only bends at this one joint. There is no other bending at the tail. And I'll show you too while we're here. What you do is you could take the tail off in robot mode. And the tail, what you do is very similar to some of the Kingdom tails, like the Cheetors. You just swap that out. You got a little peg there, a little slot, and you put that in there. And it's 5mm slot there, so you just put this in his hand, and he's a gun. So we'll put this guy back. Put this here. And we'll put this on the mouth. All right, and now he's back. Everything's, let's lock him in again. These lock in. So that is Dilophocon. All right, and he's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, you can see the hands from the front, but from the side, he's pretty neat. You know, he's an all-new mold, and I could see them redoing, like maybe Dinobot or some other stuff like this. So, all right. Now we're done with JP12, or Dilophocon, and we'll bring in JP12, which is a registered Jeep. It's got the Jeep logo, JP12. I don't see, I wonder if there's a Jeep, oh, there it is. You see the Jeep right there. It's officially a Jeep. So, all right, now, it's probably called JP12 because Jurassic Park had a lot of vehicles, so this was the 12th vehicle. So it's kind of cool red, and it's got like a pale yellow. There's the Jurassic Park logo right there. It says Jeep. There's 12. JP12 there. The other side, 12 Jeep. And then you get the little license plate right here. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Jurassic Park 12 in CR. I don't know what that is, but they painted the rear lights. They painted the rear tire. And you have that same license plate. Or it says Jurassic Park. I don't know what that says. It says 12 in CR. I'm sure it means something. But I can't tell right now. Now, what you want to do is you can put the gun in this little 5mm slot there, and it makes the winch. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was cool. Weapon storage. It's actually the winch, and then you turn him over, and I'm sure his head's supposed to be turned around, but you got this little area right here, right there, and you take the DNA, you pop them in there. I'm not sure how secure this is going to be, but can you do it the other way around? I haven't tried it. Oh, you can do it the other way around. Well, I think the other side fits better. This side fits better. You snap it in. I remember the helmet's supposed to be on his head, so I'm sure that's supposed to be like that, and it's pretty cool. And I believe the wheels are pegged in, so you can't take them off, which is nice, and they roll. I like the attention to detail with the red rims. So, and he's a tough little Jeep. There's the canvas top. You got the 4 lights, and if you look inside, you can see 2 back seats. You can see a front seat, the steering wheel. You got the windshield wipers on, or windshield wipers. And so they actually did detail inside. So all in all, I think they did a pretty good job. Yeah, back here, I mean, I don't know how accurate that is, but those are his feet, but I still like them. Because you'll see a lot of these Transformers, the back, they don't really pay attention to the back. As long as they do the other 3 sides right, it's fine. Yeah, there's the arms right there, but not too bad. So, all in all, it's pretty cool. And he rolls pretty good. As MGO says, as rolling things should roll. And there is our 2 set. Now, let's see. You got the Jeep up here, Dilophocon down here, and there is the scene from the movie. Okay, now let's do, I want to do some comparisons with Dilophocon separately, and I'll do comparisons with JP12. Okay, now Dilophocon's first comparison is going to be to the Voyager Dinobot. So that is a Voyager and a Deluxe, similar 2-legged dinosaur with small arms. Okay, and then we're going to do, if this was brown, it would be the T-Rex from the Jurassic World. And that is those 2 guys. How big, you can tell the difference. One's a leader class, one is a deluxe class. Yeah, I know he's not transformed right, but I just wanted to show you the difference in size. Then we're going to go to JP12. Okay. And first we're going to do some Jeeps. So, oops, we're going to bring in the Bumblebee Jeep from the Bumblebee movie. And that is an officially licensed Jeep too, I believe. So that is these two guys, both deluxes. And we're going to bring in our Siege Hound Cybertronian Jeep. And now we're going to bring in both of these guys. Well, let's see. We'll do those here. And we'll bring in Gigawatt. So those are all our 80s movies. We've got Back to the Future and Jurassic Park. And we're going to bring in Ecto-1. This guy's a Voyager size. So you've got the Ghostbusters and then Jurassic Park. A lot of movies star in the 80s. And then we're going to bring in Maverick, which was, I guess you'd probably say, a Voyager. So now we got Top Gun and Jurassic Park. Another movie that started with the 80s that got a reboot. Alright. Now then, we're going to transform each individual, starting with Dilophocon. Now, first we're going to transform Dilophocon. So, first let's take the tail off. Also, one thing I forgot to show you before is a little button back here. So, let's take this out of the mouth. If you move this little button, you control his mouth. So, let's do it. Right. See? There we go. See, that little button controls the mouth. But, not a big deal. So, okay, so first we want to take all these off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to spread these out so they clear it. And we're going to take this and we're going to pull it back. Then we're going to, it's on a separate joint, so we're going to move it like that for now. Okay? Then we're going to pull this forward first. And then we're going to take the back, push the back up, take your little finger and put the head out like that. And this goes up. And then you can take this again and rotate this around, and that is the head. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to get this there and we're going to keep it like that and do the feet. Okay, the feet tab in right here, the thighs tab into the arms, so we're going to pull that down. I'm going to pull this down. Now we're going to take the legs, they're pegged in, so unpeg these legs from there, straighten the leg out, and we're going to pull this down, and this peg is going to go into that leg like that. So it's a straight leg. Alright, now the other side. Remember, we're going to take the peg, take the leg, unpeg it, straighten the leg, and bring this down and snap that in. Okay, so now we're going to unpeg the arms. The arms peg in right here. Fold these to the side, kind of like the new Rat Trap figure, like that. Okay? So then, we're going to pull this down, pull the leg, the face up, snap this in, and pull this down. Then this just gets brought back. Now, it won't snap in. You'll see a little groove right there, and that little groove here. So we're just going to slide that in there. Take the tail, swing it back, up the butt, like that. Whoops. And now we have our Dilophocon in robot mode. So, and he's not bad. He's a new figure, new mold. So that's good. It takes some little Rat Trap, and it takes cues from other Transformers, but then it puts a spin on its own. And then you can take the tail, rotate this around, put the venom in there like that, slide this on top of the hand, and then you got Dilophocon all armed up. Now, these arms, you can keep them like that. That's how the box shows you. You can move them down and hide them completely. I like to bring them up, so you can bring them up a little like that, or you can bring them all the way up like that, and it completes the the headdress, which I think is pretty cool. Why won't this go down? So, and that is Dilophocon. Not bad. I mean, yeah, you got this little tail sticking out the butt. Would be nice if you could have compacted this, but it's a deluxe figure, so I'm not gonna, complain. And the only hollow spots are the back of the arms and the tail, but basically this guy is pretty solid. I mean, he's pretty thin. He's got no backpack. He's got the head, chest sticks out, and this sticks out. But all in all, he's pretty slim. There he is. Now let's take a look at that face. Actually, you know what? It's better if we zoom in on the face. That way you don't lose. There you go. He's got like a bluish green around the eyes and the mouth. You could see the yellow eyes. There you go. As far as posability, now the head will only turn side to side in this mode, but if you pull it back a little, it will do a whole 360. But once you put that in, he won't go that far. If you move this arm out of the way and move his arm out to the side, he'll do the whole 360 degrees. He goes up almost the whole way. The elbow bends at 90 and it rotates 360 degrees. There's nothing at the waist, and the other arm goes up like that. Again, same movement. Now the feet, you've got, he kicks that high up, which is pretty good. And he does the same on the back. Pretty good. Out to the side, not all the way. More than a 90-degree bend at the knee. And obviously the feet are on ball joints, so you can do them 360 degrees. You can do them up, you can do them down. You can do them any way you want, because the feet are what makes it posable. And that is our Dilophocon. And we've got the poison at the end of the tail. We'll set this guy up. And there he is. Not bad of a figure. A deluxe size, yes. But a little on the small. But he's a brand new mold, and I'm glad they did it. Alright, now let's go to JP12. To transform this into the Dennis Nedry figure, finally thought of the name. He was played by Wayne Knight, and this kind of looks like the Nedry figure. So we'll see that after we transform him. But first we're going to keep, we'll take the winch off, like that. And we'll take the shaving cream off. Now, I wanted you to see without putting the head back on. We're going to put the helmet on later. And then when we transform this guy back to the Jeep, we're going to do it with the helmet on. Okay. Alright, so first you want to do is these arms are tabbed in. So you want to just pull these down like that. Alright, and then you want to take this top of the Jeep and pull it up. It's on a very tight joint like that. Okay, so we're going to take the doors off, or open the doors. And now we're going to work on the feet first. Now the feet are the problem with the biggest clearance issues. So right now we're going to take this and we're going to fold this back in. Now it gives more room to work on the feet. So if you ever forget which way to do it, here is the joint. So take this, open it up, kind of like the hot rod figure. Now move it to the side. Now the hardest part is trying to get this past the gray. So when this extends out like that, okay, you can tab this in here and then take the foot and rotate it all the way around. Okay, we'll do it again on the side. Now, here's a joint, so take your finger, open this up, and you just got to get it to clear the gray right there. So swing this down, tab that in, take the foot, rotate it around, and now you got the bottom of the robot done. Now, very important, put this up. Now, when you go back, you have to make sure this is up because it won't have any clearance. So, there's what you got so far. All right, so we're going to take these arms and we're just going to make them flat. So, pull them down here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is try to get this out of the way. You're going to take the whole front of the Jeep and you are going to, you got to have clearance. Right here is the problem. You just want to turn, take this over the head like that. Okay, now let's do the wheels. Actually, you know what? We should do the wheels first. Let's do the wheels now. Okay, the wheels are 2 steps. You take the wheel, you extend it like that, and you turn it at a 45-degree angle. Got it? Take the wheel, you see that joint, extend it, 45-degree angle. Now what you can do is take this whole thing and rotate it around the head, around here. You just got to finagle it without breaking it. There, like that. Okay, now you can see Nedry's head. Okay, so from here, I want to take the wheel above the wheel and fold it up. Now what you're going to do is this tab right here is going to go into that slot. Now one side always fits on mine, like that. And there's the arm. Now, the other side never works like you want it. So you flip this up, you take this, and you just supposedly tab that in, straighten them out, and then last, this, you have 2 tabs right there, 2 slots. Plug the backpack in, and then you can take the red piece and rotate that down. You rotate that back. And now you have the Nedry figure in Jurassic Park. And then you can take the helmet. It's got 2 tabs in the back, and like that. And if you look on the back of the head, I don't know if you can see it, but you got the 2 tabs right there. So you just smack the helmet on, push it down, and it will, it actually goes up like that. So there's the helmet, and flip this up, and now you have Nedry, or otherwise known as JP12. And he's a cool little bot. I do like how he's short and chunky, just like the actor or the character in the movie. But he does have his flaws. For one, he's very hollow. So you could put your finger back there. But he's a brand new mold. I like that. Whoops, let's see. And this won't stay tabbed together. There you go. Now, the shaving cream with the embryos, okay? The instructions say you can put it back here, either like that or like this. Or you can put the whole thing in his hand like that, and then the gun will go in his other hand like that. Or what you can do is, if you just want to deal with the DNA, you can just store this guy back here like that. And now you can just deal with, he's got the DNA or the embryos. That's it, he's got the embryos in here. He tries to steal some embryos. And then you got the gun, and there is JP12. And he's not the greatest figure. I think out of the two, I don't know if I think I like Dilophocon better. But I do like this guy's, from the front, I like this guy's robot mode. He's short, he's chunky. I love the way the wheels make the, make part of the chest. I love the accessories, the hat. All right, we'll do some close-up. Now, if you look at the close-up, here, we'll zoom in. That way, you see the blue eyes. It looks like he's talking on a mic. You got the silver face, and it looks just like the actor. You got the front of the Jeep. There's that, you know, the Jurassic Park license plate. You know, there's a little design right there. So, all in all, I think he's pretty cool. But, you know, let's do articulation. So the head, we'll do a 360 degrees with the helmet on. If you move this back, the arms, you can get the whole 360. You just got to make it out to the side. They go up that far. 90-degree bend at the elbow and upper bicep rotation like that. And there, they do untab a lot, especially this side. I don't think this side ever gets tabbed in. There. Waist rotation, no waist rotation, which is very rare for a figure nowadays. Let's see, the foot, if you move this little skirt action up, you can kick almost 90 degrees. You can go back, his backpack goes in the way. You can almost see, yeah, you can do the split. And then you got the upper, you got a mushroom joint right there, so you got some movement here. And more than 90 at the knee. And of course, the foot is on a foot rocker. Up and down, side to side for those wide stance poses. So all in all, I think he looks better in robot mode. The Jeep mode is pretty good. So, but I think, I don't know how I'm going to display these two guys. But all in all, not bad. It's our, you know, I don't know how many official Jeeps we got. I know we got the Bumblebee Jeep, which we'll see in a minute. And, you know, Hound, but not bad at all. And I know we got Swindle. So there have been a couple Jeep Transformers, but this is a licensed Jeep. So he looks pretty cool. And we'll go down, let's see, we got black on the bumper. The blue lights are painted, the orange, you got the official license plate. You got black on the thighs, you got that yellowish color with the red. I like how it goes around the leg. You got the red rims. Let's see, the Jeep logo is on the doors, Jurassic Park. I mean, all in all, I like JP12. He looks pretty cool. And let's just, this, I think it works better if you just stick it on there. I'm afraid I'm going to lose these things, so. And I usually keep my stuff in robot mode, but stuff like this, I will probably keep in the box and not display him. All right, now let's do some robot-to-robot comparisons with both of them. So for the comparisons, I'm going to do a Dilophocon first. So here he is in robot mode. Now we're going to bring in the T-Rex. Now this is the Megatron T-Rex, but he was repainted brown in the first Jurassic Park crossover with JP93. So this, picture him brown, so that is how those two guys would compare. And I'm just going to bring in Dinobot because he's a similar looking dinosaur in mode. And there is the Dinobot comparison. Now, we're going to bring in JP12, okay? And we're going to bring in Hound, the Cybertronian Jeep. We all know that they screwed us on the Cybertron, the Earthbound Hound. So that is a Jeep and a Cybertronian Jeep. And then we're going to bring in Bumblebee as a Jeep from the Bumblebee movie. So that's pretty cool. Another Jeep. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring these two guys back here together. Okay. And we're going to bring in Gigawatt from the Back to the Future crossover. So all deluxes, pretty good. And we're going to bring in Ecto 1, which is more Voyager scale for the Transformer Ghostbusters crossover. And I like him. He's pretty good. He's a tall guy. And then I'm going to bring in Maverick, our crossover for Top Gun Maverick. So we got a little individual comparisons with robots similar to their both modes. And then we've got the crossovers. So let's bring... Now I do got more crossovers, like I have the X-Men jet, but he's too big. And I didn't think we need to bring all of them out. So... And I do like these crossovers. I think they've done a pretty good job of them so far. Like on existing, like this guy's an existing site mold. This guy is based off of the Hotspot Combiner Wars mold. He's a brand new mold, and these are brand new molds. So I like them. All right, and that is it for our robot-to-robot comparison. Now, if you're new to my channel, I always reverse transform them. The why is because sometimes a lot easier. A lot of reviewers start in vehicle mode and go to alt mode, but I do it both. This time, I just happen to be packaged in vehicle mode first, or alt mode, so I did that first. Now I'm going to reverse transform them back. Okay, so first, we're going to take the tail off, and we're going to switch this around and put that aside. Okay? Next, we're going to do the back. So we'll take this back here, and we're going to pull this. We're going to pull this whole area back. Okay. Now we're going to take the head and push it down. At the same time, extend this head, and then extend it all the way. Okay. So now this, you're going to have to go fold it up and over. Now what's going to happen is you're going to have this tab is going to go into that slot. So we're just going to push this forward, push the neck back, and we're just going to get this into that little slot because everything connects here. Let's take these off so we can see what we're doing. There. So that's there. That's done. And these are going to fall off each time, so it's not a big deal. You can just put them right back on. So now we have that. So at this point, we can turn the arms in. Now, the arms have little tabs right there. They go right there. So all you got to do is just put them in. You don't have to rotate the arms or nothing. You just slide them in that. And now we got the top half done. Now, the back of these arms, this is the tab that the leg's going to fold into. So let's look at the legs. Okay, this is pretty cool. We take the shins, it tabs in right there, and now we're going to put this tab into that slot. So we're going to bend the knee for that to happen, and we're just going to take you a couple times to find the right angle. There. That side's done. Now the other side. So we're going to unpeg this, rotate this up, and we got to find that right angle to put this in. Now, per instructions, this tab is going to go right there. So you got to take the thigh, rotate it up, and it should soft click in. And they're pretty good. Other side, we'll take this up, soft click this in, and that one's done. Take the tail, rotate this down. The tail just slides on here, and then you could put this in the mouth like that, and our Dilophocon is back to being his robot mode self per the instructions, because the legs are locked in. All right, and we're going to put the side now, and we're going to go to JP12. All right, JP12. Take this off, put this to the side. Now, if you want, when you take the gun off, just stick it right here, right as the winch, and there you go. we're going to try to keep the head on. Now, the helmet, what you got is 2 tabs in the back, 1 in the front, and then you got 2 slots on the back and 1 in the front. So we're going to try to keep this head on while transforming him. Okay? So, I think first what we're going to do is we're going to unpeg the back from here. Okay? Now we're going to unpeg the arms from the shoulders and bring them down. Okay? We're going to unpeg these. There's that peg right there into the slot under the Jeep. And we're going to pull those down like that. Alright? And these you could fold down now if they didn't fold down already. So we're going to take this and we're going to fold the little waist thing down. And we're going to straighten out the front of the Jeep like that. Seeing the head already. Let's try keeping this with the hat on. Alright. Now, stay on. We're going to keep the hat on. And we're going to rotate this around like that. And the hat, it is what it is. Okay, so remember, rotate those down and rotate them to the side. Little joint right there. So you want to, oh, that's one already fell down. Rotate them down and straighten that out. So that's what we got so far. So the arms, what you want to do is you can move the arms like this, bring the arms up like this. Now the way they're supposed to be is these tabs are going to be facing inward to lock in here. Okay, so let's keep it like that and we'll do the feet next. So you got to make sure this folds up like that. Feet are pretty easy. Alright, first you want to undo that part, and then this is gonna rotate around and you're gonna bring this up. Now there's gonna be a little clearance issue right here, so you got to make sure this, pull this up, and that's done. Okay, now there's a clearance issue, so what you got to do is we'll do the other one. And if you ever forget which side, look for this joint. So pull this down. Okay, now they go up, so you want to make sure that, and this you could roll, we'll put this down first, and then you want to, this is the problem right here, this gray piece. So you want to do this like that and then connect these together. Alright, get the doors together. Now we want to take the back of the Jeep and fold this down for the back tire. I guess we should have done this before the feet. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we should have done that before we did the feet. Alright, so we got that. We got the front. And now my joint is very, very hard. So pull this up. And then this joint goes down. Now it's going to be tabs here, right there, and tabs here. So those tabbed in, front tabs in, this tabs in, and the arms we're going to fold right in here. You got that little tab, so that one's done, and that one's done. And look at the hat. The hat's kind of off center, but you know what? It's not going anywhere. And then we can take the DNA like this. You can put this here. And now he's all good to go. You got the storage, you got the hat, you got the shaving cream, and you got the winch. So, and we'll bring our 2 guys back out again. So, that is pretty cool. So, that is our JP12 and Dilophocon, not gift set, but our Jurassic Park 30th anniversary set. Now, they gave us one, and if you want, you can move these out to the side. Mine's still taped, but they gave us one Jurassic set with the T-Rex and JP93, and then they gave us another one, which is like, wow, whoever thought they would do two. All right, and that is it for this review. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I got this from Amazon. Again, there was a 20% off coupon at the time of this video, of making of this video. I'm not sure if it's still on there or not, but I'll put a link in the description below. If you see the 20% box, good. If you don't, sorry you missed it. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell. So when I do new videos, I do Transformers, I do DC, Marvel, I do new toy sightings, you know, Funko Pops, Legos. I mean, basically I do them all. So like, subscribe, become a member of the channel. Right now I'm testing out a 99-cent tier and a $1.99 tier monthly membership. It helps me. These toys are not cheap. They're getting more expensive. If you want to help with the channel, go for it. I don't do YouTube as a paying job yet. My real life job, I am a CSI. We'll get into that later. But like, subscribe, like I said. See what my channel's got. I got over 1,000 videos. I got over 50 playlists. So, all right. Rodimusbill out, and we'll see you at Jurassic Park.